smokes, it's Amy from Colorado Mountain Living. Look at us. We made it through the storm in the cold. I'm in a vest right now. It's like a balmy 35 degrees outside. It's like, woo, nothing to it. So with the sun, Ryan's making some progress on prepping our little shed area that's against the house. And once he finishes that shed area, then we'll finish up with the siding around it on the back side of this house, and we'll get that wrapped up. So the goal this weekend, kind of getting the siding job wrapped up, including mounting some of these mesh walls. You can see here, lying on the ground, these are what's going to go on the corner right here and right here. These two corners, and then one more corner on the other side to do the stone fixture. So it's a what do you call it? Stucco. So stucco goes on that, and then the stone goes on the top of the stucco. Right. Okay. So those are some finishing touches there, and then the last bit of steel sidings, this side right here.
Stuccoed under here.
Oh, stucco underneath the bottom of the.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just so we can cover the foam up.
Right, okay. So we're not going to be backfilling anymore? Putting more dirt down?
There will be some backfilling.
Okay. So now we're going to backfill.
I can't put a 1-inch strip of stucco, so I'm going to stucco, a good 6 inches and then backfill.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I figured we'd be backfilling more around these posts.
Yeah, it tapers way down. So.
Yeah. So feels nice in the sun without the wind. A little bit of wind kicking up here and there, but not a whole lot. What are those little notches for?
On a 2x4.
Oh.
Up there.
Oh, for a roof.
What's that part here?
Okay. Oh, I see. So we're working on our little shed. This is a mini shed. This is because there's a piece of the foundation sticking out. Probably gonna use it for storage, perhaps generator or some miscellaneous stuff for now, but we have to insulate that. It's got some foam insulation on the bottom and some snow, as you can see, but can't have it exposed all winter like we did last year because it did freeze.
Yeah, I was only exposed till it froze, then it was insulated.
Then it had foam on it. Yeah, we had foam on it all last year. But anyway, turning this into like a little mini storage shed against the side of the house. It'll stay warm. Heated storage. It's a commodity around here.
Yeah, exactly.
So once this is built into place, then he'll be able to finish the siding around it. But we got to finish this thing first, so we know how to cut the siding around it. What are you thinking, Miko? There's our foam covers on our septic. Still in place with a rock on top. They survived the winter weather. So you can see how much the snow's melted. I wouldn't even say that it melted as much as it blew away. It was so windy for a couple of days. It just blew and blew and blew like it was actually snowing, but it wasn't. It was just blowing snow, and it blew it all into the woods over there. So it's a little bit deeper in the woods, but just patches. We still have quite a bit on the driveway. that's slowly melting. Oh, it's coming along there.
Metal in there.
Behind it? Or behind?
It's got to go. It can't go behind the box. It's to butt up against it, but it has to go somewhat behind the pipe.
Oh. It's going in?
Not very easily.
No. It gets hung up above that box a little bit.
Well, I know. It's because it won't go up because of the wire.
Oh. Oh yeah, I see it. The old bang it into place trick.
Whatever it takes.
Got it in around the box, and then you did a little slice for that.
That's pretty good. A little cock on the side there.
So what are you going to do in the corner?
A piece of metal goes in there.
Oh, the long piece.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah, kind of tricky up in there with that copper ground coming out of the box.
Yeah.
Just a little extra for you. Just a little extra skill.
Yeah. I was happy it went in as easily as it did.
Yeah. Too bad. Is that the hardest piece? Probably.
Well, I don't know. The next one's going to be hard.
You have to go against the side of the roof line there.
Yeah.
Cut out the box and then guess.
Yeah, just like I did here, but there's no wire, so it should go in okay.
Yeah. It's the grand finale of the fitting of the piece. Perfection. Difficult to cut. Took half a day. Two pieces.
It didn't take half a day.
Okay. Relatively. Now we're on to the speedy part.
Yeah, well, I gotta screw it on now, also.
Oh. But you're measuring your board.
Now cutting
Cut your board. Cut your board. Sideboard. Right there. Hey, there's our side. Right here. Well, it's a nice weekend, but boy, it's another windy one. Everything is super windy, and just looking down the driveway here, we've got a moose crossing, mama and baby. kind of stuck right in the middle of the driveway there. So on this very windy Sunday, gonna do a little voiceover here on the video because it was just so windy you couldn't hear a thing. Bryan needed a little bit of extra assistance, just holding some boards into place. Those boards were like catching wind like a sail, so just trying to hold things in snug while Bryan was kind of nailing it down. And this roof piece here of plywood, that was definitely tricky. But I think we got a break in the wind. But look at Bryan's pants. Everything's pretty windy. It's constantly blowing the entire day. It looked like it was going to stop, but it never did. I mean, I had to wear winter coat there to stay warm. Over here in the woods behind the shed, we've got leftover scrap from our roofing job. We're going to be able to use this on the little shed, micro shed against the house there. So we don't have all the trim pieces that go with it, but just for, you know, the general coverage of the top of the roof, this should definitely be adequate. And we'll probably end up using the cedar shakes because we have a lot of leftover of those to side the sides of it. So coming around to the other side of the mini shed, we've got one more obstacle in the way. This is the natural gas meter. There's an attachment point on the house where the brace is on that's got to come off. And then there's two more separate orifices, one for the spigot for the hose. So Bryan's right now trying to get that piece of steel behind the gas meter. It's kind of tough because it's corrugated, so it like sticks out more than just a flat piece of metal. So he's just doing a lot of wiggling there, using a little bit of a pry bar to kind of pull the meter away from the house a little bit just to try to fit it in, but ended up getting it into place right behind it. The next piece is going to have some special cuts because if you take a look up close here, you can see that there's the place where the gas goes into the house, and right next to that is the spigot for the hose where that goes right into the house. So here you see Bryan rounding the corner with the siding, making it to the last final side, but he wants to show me what he did to finalize the two orifices in there. So I'm going to zoom in. You can see how he worked around the gas meter and the spigot. So he cut two slots, one for the gas meter specifically, and then he did another one for the spigot, and then put another piece of the steel siding underneath, so it kind of butts up from the bottom. So it kind of makes almost like a seamless look there with the two pieces of siding and solving the double problem there. So the next thing is finishing up this last side, but being the windy weekend it was, we actually didn't get to finish all the way to the end. I think he got like one more piece on, but definitely was a cold day to finish up all this work. Just getting some more measurements there for the last couple pieces of siding, and then deciding the corner on this one is going to be with this angled steel. So this one's not getting the stone treatment because eventually this part's going to attach to the house, so we don't need to have the stone treatment because phase 2, it'll be the attaching point to phase 2 of the house. So this part's getting the steel, and then you have to say about it, Bryan? Any final words on the project of the weekend?
Windy, windy, windy.
Windy, windy, and cold.
But the hard part is done. That last wall is one of the easier ones to put up. So everything with the shed, the gas line, the water spigot, the electrical service box, that was all the most difficult to get around and trim around and fit. So I'm quite happy that that part's done. I think even the stucco is going to go fairly easily. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way it all went.
So all that's left is putting the doors on, putting a little bit of
Some siding.
siding on it in their little roofing material, and we'll
Yeah.
have our little mini shed, guys.
Yeah.
We'll catch you at the next video, all right? We'll see ya.
Take care.
Bye.